My boyfriend was cheating on me. His side chick called me on a Friday afternoon to let me know she was pregnant. She had turned 18 months before, and was still in high school. He and I were in our 30s. She was very proud of herself, letting me know she would be moving into his home when she told him the great news. I was so shocked that I politely congratulated her. I really just couldn't process the information for the duration of the phone call, which lasted less than 3 minutes. And yes, she spoke like your stereotypical ill-mannered redneck princess. I was active duty at the time and stationed in Georgia, near the Alabama state line. He was a fairly good mechanic, and a member in a local MC. I drove to his place, and made myself at home like I usually did on the weekends. We'd been dating for over a year, so I stopped at the grocery store on the way to pick up stuff for dinner. He came home to a steak dinner, and me doing paperwork at the coffee table. He asked me what I was working on. I told him that I was working out his financial solvency for the next 18 years. Oh, yes. See, that white trash you've been putting it to? She's about to drop a litter for you, big guy. I wonder will your brothers in the MC be alright with you sporting your colors for her prom? Of course he didn't say anything. He finished his meal while I worked out the numbers, and, neatly, packed my things I had been keeping there. I had finished doing up his accounts by the time he had put my things in my car. I loved up on his puppers, and handed him his budget. Blue folder will show you my math for your personal finances. You're ducked within a year of her giving birth, because this county says she now can lay a claim against the property this house is built on. The green folder is for your shop. Interesting stuff, Einstein. If you're gonna scam on your taxes, make sure your girlfriend isn't an accounts auditor. Or better yet, don't stick your noodle in fertile crazy. I've already emailed this to the fraud division of the IRS. Tell the boys at the clubhouse you can't be there tonight. You need to go over to that girl's house and try to come up with a plan that won't completely duck that kid she's going to spawn for life. And that if you ever date a woman out of your league again, please remember not to insult her by stepping out on her with cheap trash. If you plan to cheat, you move up the ladder, not down. Hope she was a great lay, dude. Because it's gonna cost you a couple $100,000 over the next decade if she's as pro-life as you are. In the 90 minutes I was in that house while he was home, he spoke a total of 15 words, tops. I later found out his MC kicked him out for trying to bring her to the clubhouse for open events after they banned her for underage drinking. And sure enough, she got him taken to court for his house. It's been 10+ years since all this happened, and it still irks me that I got cheated on with white trash. I might be a New York 5 and an LA 3, but I'm a goddamned Columbus, GAR 10. Since then, he's a pretty devoted full-time dad. The side chick developed a pretty serious opioid addiction a couple years later.
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
Scorched earth, motherfucker. This sounds fake and reads like a made-up story. So you had access to all his business financials at a whim? You knew he was committing fraud on his taxes prior to this, or did you happen to find that out while running his financial solvency? You're an accounts auditor on active duty? Sorry, it just reads like a revenge fantasy rather than truth. He was starting up a mechanic shop, with no experience in managing or owning a business. I told him I'd help him, since I had experience. And yes, I had suspected he was fudging numbers. I just couldn't be bothered to do a full audit of his records, well, not until I was angry enough to. I was completely bullshitting him on the solvency aspect, though. I was so pissed off that I wanted to say anything to get a rise out of him. And yep, I was a budget analyst for the DoD. Just retired earlier this year. I have to admit some parts of this reads as a fantasy, but after some careful analysis I believe this is true. P.S. Good luck with your master's OP.